Welcome back, trainers. So the last few weeks have been, frankly, a little bit hectic, but in a good way. I just got back from Florida, as you guys saw from my last video, because I literally filmed that update video from the hotel room and tried my best to edit and upload the video as normal. But regardless, I'm going to start editing the video I was working on down there, probably this weekend coming up. So if you want to see how that adventure plays out, subscribe so you don't miss out. But with all that said, I'm feeling a little bit behind on the update video. So sadly, some of this information won't be super new since one of the events I cover is currently happening. So if you guys want to skip around, be my guest. I put the timestamps down below in the description for you because I feel like you guys getting the information that you want or need is a bit more important than my retention numbers. So now that that stuff is out of the way, let's dive in. And just like that, my retention numbers have plummeted. So, Holiday Part 1 is in full swing until Christmas Eve. The main bonus during the event that we're currently playing, we will have better odds to hatch Shiny Pichu with a festive hat and Shiny Cubchoo wearing a holiday ribbon from 7km eggs. So time to shake those gifts from your friends. Now, a lot of the bonuses during this event are going to be tied to the reward track system that you'll see in your timed research tab in your app. So a lot of people are getting some pretty big bonuses. Deluxe players are getting kind of like a buffed up, beefier version of those rewards. So for example, in Tier 1, everyone will be getting 2 times XP for sending gifts. And if you're a deluxe player who spent money on the premium version or the deluxe version of the reward track, you'll get 2 times Stardust from opening gifts. Then in Tier 2, everyone will get extra gift items. So instead of like 3 or 4 Pokeballs and a berry or whatever you usually get, you'll be getting even more items. And then everyone who paid for the deluxe version will be getting half hatched distance, so 7km eggs would take 3.5 kilometers to hatch. But then in Tier 3, everyone will get 50% more XP from winning raids, while deluxe players will get 2 times catch XP, and that applies to everything, regardless if it's raids, if it's from research, wild spawns, everything. So Halo's Excellent Throws will yield you 2,000 XP. So honestly, it's not a bad thing to invest in if you haven't already, but the free-to-play version, the rewards are good enough as they are. Now, we kind of just talked about how to get the costume Pichu and Cubchoo from the 7km eggs, but they're not the only costume Pokemon available during this event. There are 2 brand new ones that are coming to the game. They're actually already in the game. You've probably seen them already driving home in raid battles or wherever, or kind of out in the open, but they seem to be really, really hard to find. And those 2, of course, would be Winter Attire Sudowoodo, where it looks like a fake Christmas tree. And then there's also Winter Attire Charjabug, so it looks like a gift-wrapped present. You know, here's the fun thing about the Charjabug. I can't believe I'm actually saying this as a fun thing, because I feel like it should just be a thing anyways. You can actually evolve your costume Charjabug into costume Vikavolt, or Vikavolt, however you want to say it. Because I feel like I have to say that because there's so many times that you get a costume Pikachu or an Eevee from like a global event or an in-person event, and you're just stuck with the base form with a fun costume. But this is one of those times where you can actually evolve it and make it a slightly more useful Pokemon with a cool get-up on it. So pretty cool stuff to evolve it the same way with the Magnetic Lure and 100 candies. Moving on, we have wild spawns that will include the costume mons I just talked about, again as the rare spawns because they don't seem to be popping out too often, at least not from my experience. We also have Swinub, Snorunt, and Spheal. And the egg pool includes the 2 Pokemon talked about earlier with the Cubchoo and the Pichu, but you're also going to have Smoochum, Cryogonal, and Snom. All those, except for Snom, can be shiny. And they're really driving home the costume Pokemon because in 3-star raids, you're going to have Sudowoodo with the winter getup, you're going to have Charjabug with the outfit, and also Hisuian Avalugg, no costume, but it's kind of a Pokemon that doesn't come around too often. All 3 of these are shiny eligible, so not bad ones to go after. And to really drive it home, you can also get the costume mons in field research. So they really want you to have them, just not bad enough to actually populate them in the wild as much as the other things we're seeing right now. So Winter Holiday Part 1, I think it's overall pretty legit. These things traditionally are pretty solid. But at least so far, I think it's good. Again, I would just like to see the rare spawns be a little bit less rare. Now, on December 20th from 2 to 5 p.m., so that's going to be like right now for some people who are watching over in Australia and New Zealand. It's going to be happening tomorrow for everyone on the Western Hemisphere. But we have a research day featuring Lunatone and Solrock, which are technically regionals. I know it doesn't feel like it a lot of times, because Lunatone usually spawns over here in the Western Hemisphere, and Solrock is over there in the Eastern Hemisphere. But a lot of times, like in a lot of these events, they put both intermingled or commingled into the spawn pool for different events, so it doesn't really feel like they're regionals, but technically they are. But this research day, no regional lock, they're both fair game. Field research will give you both, and the shiny odds are extremely boosted, usually around like 1 to 10 historically for these type of events. So that means that each encounter has a 1 in 2,160 chance of being a Shundo, which those seem pretty low, but when you think about the actual Shundo odds, which I have on screen for you right now, that's actually pretty insane odds. Now, the Hundo CP for both is going to be 997, as you see on this graphic over here. Now, I think it's kind of cool that both of them have the same base stat total, so they're going to have the same CP, so that's a cool little nod. So it's kind of cool that there's two different Pokemon, but one number you have to remember or be on the lookout for. There, of course, will be a $2 paid timed research ticket available that will give you up to 16 additional encounters, all with the same boosted shiny rate. And historically, the tasks are pretty simple. It's like complete a field research task, and you get step 1, then it's complete 2, but you already made progress by completing the first one. So, all said, it's usually pretty straightforward, pretty easy. And it's a lot of fun, so just go to a place that has a lot of Pokestops. All of these stops will reset at 2 o'clock when the event starts. So I'm assuming this is the part of the video where a lot of people are coming back because they've already got the information they need for the first 2 things I talked about. So as soon as Winter Part 1, that event wraps up on Christmas Eve at 10 a.m., we immediately roll into Part 2. And it'll be going on until the 29th. So here are a few bonuses to keep an eye out for. Catching event-themed Pokemon in the wild may award items such as TMs, rare berries, and rare candy. Now, forget the ugly tie your cousin bought you. The Pokemon are making sure you have a happy holiday. And the other bonus will be increased shiny odds for Stantler and Dedenne, both wearing holiday-themed costumes. Now, the last set of bonuses are going to be tied to the reward track, which I covered in Winter Holiday Part 1 in that segment, so if you want a refresher or you skipped over that, scroll to this time on screen where I talked about it. But the good news for those who are well-behaved gift receivers, you can still get coal this holiday season in the form of Roly-Coly. I was expecting a bigger reaction, but Roly-Coly will be making its debut during this event. It will follow the typical evolutionary path of most 3-stage evolutionary lines, so 25 candies to evolve into Carkol, and then 100 candies to evolve into Colossal. It will be part of the spawn pool alongside Galarian Darmaka, Bergmite, Citadel, and Dedenne wearing holiday attire. It will also be available in 1-star raids alongside Galarian Darmaka and Alolan Sandshrew. Then the 3-star raids will have Sudowoodo, Charjabug, and Galarian Mr. Mime. Actually, all 3 of these are pretty solid when you really think about it. I mean, they're not going to be like super useful in the meta, but 2 of those are costumes, and 1 of them is regional locked. Typically, Galarian Mr. Mime is available only in the UK, so it'll be available globally in 3-star raids. And you need this version of Mr. Mime to get its evolved form, Mr. Rhyme. So, again, all of them have some kind of usefulness, at least in terms of collectability and filling out the Pokedex. Oh, and quick side note I almost forgot about, the 7-kilometer egg pool will actually be the same and carry over from the Winter Holiday event Part 1. So, that's going to be the same. During Part 2, there will be a mini event taking place from 10 a.m. on the 27th until 8 p.m. on the 28th. The bonuses, once again, they're going to be tied to the reward track. There will actually be no limit. There will be no limit whatsoever on those days on how many Go points you can accrue. And there will also be bonus tasks available to help you level up your progress even faster. There will be free timed research that will reward you with XP, Stardust, and encounters with Eevee wearing a holiday hat. And the best part about that is the Eevees you encounter will have boosted shiny odds, so overall that's pretty dope. And to close out the year with a bit of a banger, on Wednesday the 31st at 10 a.m. through January 4th at 8 p.m. we will have the New Year's 2026 event. And these are actually usually a lot of fun. So we're getting some pretty legit bonuses with 2 times XP and Stardust from raiding, and an increased chance to encounter Shiny Party Top Hat Pikachu. That is a mouthful for a Pikachu. Pikachu will be spawning alongside Party Hat Bulbasaur, Ribbon Jigglypuff, and New Year's Hat Hoot Hoot. Sadly, these are all costume Pokemon we've gotten before. But if you missed out on a shiny or two, or you're a newer player, or you're a returning player and you missed out on the last couple of events, no big deal, they got you covered. And if that's the case, then I'm happy you're making a comeback. Pikachu and Party Hat Wurmple will be in 1-star raids, while Raticate, Nidorino, Gengar, and Wobbuffet, all wearing party hats, will be in the 3-star raids. Now, instead of telling you about the $2 paid timed research, details are on screen if you are interested. I'll instead use this time to mention a huge perk that's coming to the game starting with this event. Now, lucky trades typically are random events that happen in the game with like a 1 in 20 chance of a random trade going lucky. As we saw in this video, right up here. If you haven't checked it out, link is in the description. Now, however, Pokemon that are older are guaranteed to go lucky. Before, it was anything from 2019 and older. So I could trade a Pokemon from 2019 for a Pokemon that was caught today, and I would be guaranteed that that trade would go lucky, since one of the Pokemon would meet the criteria. But there was a limit of how many times that you could exploit this. Now, last year it increased to 35 guaranteed luckies, but they're now going to be increasing that number to 45. Plus, the age requirement is going to change from 2019 to 2020. So if you have Pokemon collecting dust from 2020 or earlier, you can now trade them with a friend, and you can guarantee a lucky trade out of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be back on track, because now life is back to normal. I'm clearly back home in my studio. And if you got anything whatsoever of value from this video, or you just had a good time hanging out, smash that subscribe button. It's somewhere along here. I feel like they keep adding buttons, so it's kind of getting moved around a bit, but it's somewhere down there. Just look for it. It says the word subscribe. So if you guys smash that button, that would be the best possible Christmas gift that I could ever ask for. And plus, you guys will be getting the information and the content you clearly enjoyed since you're here this far into the video. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about these events that we covered today. Are you pumped to shiny hunt costume Pokemon, or would you rather spend time with your Aunt Carol as she awkwardly talks politics over dinner? And unlike that awkward holiday conversation, all thoughts here are welcome. There will be a few more videos coming out this year, but if you decide to watch them after the holidays, no hard feelings. Have a safe and happy holiday season, a happy new year, and now click on that video. Right up there, click on that one. It has nothing to do with this video, like at all, but I think you'll like it. See you in there.